Hello everybody and welcome to another True North Disc Golf production. Today we are in the Toronto area at Centennial Park and we were able to catch up some time with Kim Scott Wood and Thomas Gilbert. So we're going to see a couple of heads-up matches between them today. We put up a little cash to let them go at it and see what happens. Today we're joined with our special guest. What's up, Kim? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, Jeff. How you doing?
Good, man. Welcome, welcome. I've got my little ice beard still going there.
That's my favorite picture I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness, I'm almost going to spray my Gatorade on. So here's our new graphics, everybody. Shout out to Turcotte, Mr. Tyler, for doing that.
Thomas got some talent doing that with a glove on. That's
I
impressive.
know.
I can't do that without a glove on.
He probably practices that a lot.
Oh yeah, you can tell he does in his basement.
Yeah.
Like making sure he got it for the right thing. I can't even talk anymore. I couldn't think of the word.
That's okay. And other resident Toronto champion, we have Kim Scott Wood facing off.
Or as Gigi calls him, Cam Scott Wood. I don't see it, but...
Well, here we go. We got a few highlight shots. I was all bundled up that day. I think we were about 4 or 5 below. Wind was low. You're going to see a little bit of bouncing in our drone flights today, folks, but that's because we're right near the airport, and we don't want to upset anybody by flying drones where we're not supposed to. So we did walk this. We do apologize for that, but at least you can see the holes, and we can work through it. First up, hole 1, par 3, 203 feet. You've played this hole quite a bit. What do you know about it?
I haven't played it in a while, but it's basically a simple kind of putter mid-range shot. Thomas looks like he's out for a nice spring walk in a sweater. It's -5 out, but
yeah, the cold doesn't bother him.
No, he runs pretty warm. But,
he always has these crazy gloves on too. They go right up past his wrist. You know? True Canadian.
Yeah, true Canadian with huge gloves and no hat. But he's probably throwing him mid-range here, if I had to guess.
Looks like it. See what he does.
Probably a rock 3 if I had to take a guess.
First drive, you need a little more ante on that. That's straight OB into the water.
Yeah, the one spot and all that grass. Looks like me throwing.
Looks like he just clipped the edge of being in bounds there, though, so they'll probably give him a drop near the basket.
Yeah, he should be fine. Can't look like he's throwing a buzz.
That's a much better shot.
Little drifty, but it's not going to be that bad.
Not enough fade.
Yeah, maybe not.
Right in buried land. He might as well be OB at that point. That's a tough shot from behind that tree.
Especially with him being the size of me, which is not very tall. He's got to do some weird yoga.
Oh!
That's pretty good.
Better than I do, that's for sure.
Thomas from probably circle's edge here. Maybe a little bit farther.
So I've been embracing my inner amateur now and realizing that. What a shot.
That's a great start. Good recovery.
Good recovery. Sure. Turns an OB into a 3.
I don't know why he jumped there. Could have just stepped over that with his 6-foot legs.
Yeah. It's just a standard step for him.
Yeah. I think he said a couple years ago. He was like 6'5" with like a 6'10" wingspan. It's illegal, is what it is. You know? Like he could remove his forearm, and his arm's still longer than mine.
Well, his there's no doubt his body is built for this sport for sure. He can just mechanically generate power
little
easier.
Flick, 35-footer. So a couple 3s to start, not bad. Good recovery from Thomas, and Kimmy almost having a highlight to start out the gate.
Looks like he's got some Lunas there. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, he's been going back and forth. He was using the Luna for a bit. I think he went back to the Magnet or something like that. I think it's personal preference, really.
All right, well, moving on. Hole 2, par 3, 230 feet. We got these trees right in front of the basket. What are the lines here that we can take?
You can take a wide sidearm if you got the height on it. I usually just try to throw a straight backhand into the hill and kind of have it land flat or a little bit on a hyzer and kind of scoot down with the hill to the basket. Or you can go up the middle if you want to. It's a little bit of a low ceiling, but the main play is probably that backhand into the hill.
All right, let's see what these boys do. First up, Thomas Gilbert does exactly that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking. He's got a little over on it, but that's what I was talking about. He's trying to hit the hill flat and just have it kind of just basically slide down the hill.
It's almost like he was trying to overcompensate for the turn from the last shot.
Yeah, these guys are always... Kim looks like he's got it right there. They're always trying to adjust the angle from the last shot. He's got to sit down. Yeah, it's fine.
Kim with a great adjustment, the right amount of fade.
Disc is gone now because it's throwing a white disc in the white snow.
What's this, about 50? Circ 2?
Yeah, about 55-ish downhill. Probably plays like a 40-footer, but it's hard to get the height right.
Kim up to take a stroke in the lead.
There you go.
Just does right that.
Barely.
First birdie on the board, hole 2.
I'm gonna make you putt your
That's Thomas Gilbert for sure.
Not gonna lie, that's what I probably would do too.
That is exactly
I had to do
him.
it at Christie like the last month, but it was all icy going from hole 3 to 4. I literally like knelt down and kind of slid with like my hands behind me, just all the way down the hill to put the brakes on. So it's the safest way to go down it.
There's a little look at Kim Scott's form.
Yeah, he's got a good form for I don't want to say it because for how shorter stature he is, he gets everything behind it.
He can
get
he's
5
got
bills.
the mechanics down. We were talking about this off camera. He's got pure raw talent.
He does.
Even the ducks are swimming closer to get a look.
I know.
Hole 3, par 3, 328 feet, lots of tall trees all over the fairway. The line that I take as an AM is to go right, and I try to crash the disc somewhere around the 50 to 60% of the way up the fairway, pitch up and take my 3. What do the pros do?
I usually probably throw like a fairway driver, kind of like a maybe FD2 or Thunderbird type of speed, because I want to get kind of a straighter disc on a hyzer angle to glide forward and then like not quite fade into the green, kind of like this. Might be a little high. Yeah, I got it clipped
Kim
up there,
hits
but
a
still,
tree.
he had the right idea, just a little bit too high.
Still goes farther than I would have if I got a perfect shot.
You know. Speaking of going far, it's probably a mid-range.
Thomas making a pretty big adjustment here. It's way too sharp.
Looks like he just got a little inside, but like it's a kind of difficult shot because you have to get the right height, angle, and hit a gap while throwing it hard. It's a good upshot there, but
Perfect control there. Great speed. You can see the disc looks like it's still spinning.
oh yeah, Thomas has an incredible amount of spin on his throws.
Yeah, he does.
Give me, you should be able to make that one.
Easy shot from Kim. Couple of layups. I don't see any problems with them cleaning up these pars and moving on.
No.
I think both of them just made the drives that made a birdie impossible.
Yeah, it's a difficult drive because it's very specific. It looks like it's like a basic hyzer that fades in, but you have to like kind of calculate when it has to fade.
Mm-hmm.
So
Here's me running in the background. This is a technique we've kind of changed over the time of learning how to film.
there you go.
One of the things we do here, folks, is we run ahead just to make sure we don't prevent the action, and these types of shots can be done by the other camera guy. Seems obvious, but we didn't really figure that out until the first year.
Trial and error, man.
There I am, running away with my boots.
Sometimes it's like the simplest things that you're like, you kind of have to be like shown, or sometimes it takes a while to think of it. You're like, why didn't I think of that like a year ago? You know what I mean? So it's like putting. Well, why didn't I think of that a year ago?
All right, well, after hole 3, we got a nice tight race here still. One
Yeah, a couple
stroke
pars.
ahead.
It's not uncommon to see a bunch of pars in that hole. You really have to throw a good, like a solid drive and make a good putt to get that one.
And this is the last action we have of Thomas before he switched sponsors from Innova to Prodigy.
Yeah, that surprised me, to be honest. I mean, I understand it because it's. I mean, they're a good company. I've been with them before.
Yep.
But I'm just surprised with. It was kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't expect Thomas to leave Innova so quickly.
Well, players are shifting. It happens every season, and players are trying to get the best contracts they can. And hey, I would do the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
A player like him deserves a good one, and obviously he felt that was the best deal, and off he went. I mean, we've had the chance to film with him since he's switched, and he's been great.
Yeah, Prodigy's got a bunch of new good players this year.
All right, number 4. We're looking at a par 3, just 226 feet. This is a shot of finesse. Let's see how the boys take
this
it.
is probably a Buzz SS or something, or some flippy putter.
This looks pretty good. A little bit overshot.
That's fine though. I mean, like the snow's gonna slow it down. In the summertime, that'd be down the hill because it's a very precarious green.
It's probably a 35-foot putt there, maybe just outside of Cirque 1.
This is the shot that I go with. It's a nice, like, soft sidearm with the mid-range. Like, I usually throw a Cayman. This is probably a Gator, or I think he throws a Mortar or something.
Just a little bit too much Annie on that one.
It's such a touchy shot. Like, you have to get a little bit of turn, or you throw something very, very neutral and throw it flat. But
it's funny, a lot of these pros practice so hard with power. Good run there. They throw with so much power that it's almost difficult for them to throw these 250 shots.
Especially Thomas. He has such natural power that like to kind of like choke up on a disc. It's kind of difficult to do.
Get my 5 seconds worth of fame there.
Good
Great,
putt from Kim.
great
Wow.
putt.
Nice
All
and clean,
right.
no wobble.
Kim with a second stroke on.
It's good to see its putts getting
Thomas.
rewarded and not like at Christie. That was painful to watch for him.
Oh, I
I really felt for him there, man. Like 1 or 2 is bad enough, but like what was it, 5 or something in one round? Just
That was probably the most unluckiest round of putting I've ever seen Kim experience.
And the thing is, he was still right there with Marty. So I think if those stuck, like he'd be what, 3 or 4 strokes ahead of him.
And he's still battled back.
Yeah,
we're talking about
exactly.
there's a Christie Lake. What do we call that? Was it a spring fling?
Yeah, or Brad Rammer called it the Sprummer Flizzler because it was a combination of 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the best name I've ever heard. So
Well, we filmed that up. That was up a few series ago.
that was the first one back out of the lockdown. I was like, that was a good one. I felt good to get back out. I think everyone didn't really matter how they scored. They just wanted to get back out there.
What a fun day of golf
Yeah.
that was.
Nice.
Number 5, par 3, 292 feet. You're driving into this elevated basket. This is a pretty straightforward hyzer shot for me, anyway. What are the pros looking to do in this one?
I haven't really. I don't think I've played this one. Or if I have, I haven't really remembered it. But it looks like just a nice kind of maybe overstable fairway or mid-range hyzer. I think he's throwing a Raptor here, if I had to guess. But I mean, elevated is an understatement. This basket's very tall.
Yeah.
I watched Gigi try to take a disc out of the basket, and like the bottom of the basket was taller than Greg's head.
Yeah,
so you know it's tall
include-
when that happens.
They give you this little milk crate like that matters.
It doesn't matter for me. I still got to reach up and do it. Thomas can just probably look over the top of the basket and grab it out, but he's probably throwing another mid here.
Pretty
Looks like it.
similar shot, a little more cut, but basically the same shot.
Yeah, it's a good, a little bit left, but this looks like an upshot you would see on a par 4. Anytime you stick like a short par 3, you just got to think of it as like it's your second shot on a long par 4 or something like that. That's how I think of it.
All right, 2 long putts
Thomas.
here. Thomas a little low.
You would have missed high on a normal size basket.
Yeah, it's the first basket he's ever had to look up to.
Yeah, I know. Good putt from Kimmy. Wow.
Putt from Kim, nice and high, accurate, just a little left.
I mean, look at the size of it. Like Kim can stand on his own shoulders and not be as tall as it.
Oh, we got it. We're good.
It is comically tall. I love it though. It's a different aspect.
There's different wind conditions that high.
Yeah, the air is thinner up there. Disc flies more overstable.
You know, the one thing I'm going to miss about filming Thomas is that cool bag that he has.
Oh, his pound bag? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I think it's a custom-made bag or something for the Canada colors.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
great. We've got a little bit of a custom sign there for the winner. All right, hole 5 is up.
Kim's got a good start here, 3 down through 5.
3 down don't hurt,
Especially middle of winter time.
Yeah, but with the skill these guys are, they can make up 3 strokes like nothing.
Oh, especially Thomas. Thomas is so used to like kind of on tour. I mean, if you don't start hot off the gate, you're basically playing catch up a lot of times.
Yep.
Because everybody else is starting hot out of the gate.
All right, number 6. We're going past and through the fairway of number 5, and we have all these trees here in front. If we keep going straight, we're going to come up to our basket. We're shooting only 279 feet, but to reach that, going over those trees, it feels much more difficult than just 280. And obviously, we're sitting at a par 3.
Yeah, like up the middle looks like it's a uphill low ceiling shot, which is difficult to pull off because height control is a must. Kim is going over the top.
Kim with a blast.
Flex looks like.
I think he clipped the tree.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
think I
did.
saw it come down there. Thomas probably gonna throw a hyzer at this.
Looking
If I had to guess.
It's probably about halfway up that fairway, maybe a bit more. Thomas will go over top.
Par.
That's exactly what he's going to do. Yeah, this is exactly what he's going to do.
280 up that high probably plays like at least 400.
Yeah.
For the power.
Great drive.
Even Thomas, he's still come up a little bit short. It looks like, but I mean, it's so uphill. You have to throw it so high in the air.
See if he's got a bid here. Oh yeah, he's got a
about
putt for sure.
45ish, maybe 50.
So see a pitch up here and a completion versus a potential birdie from Thomas. We'll see how this
Or it
goes.
could go in.
This looks good.
Good touch. Good
Very
touch.
nice.
Yeah. For
It's interesting too with this type of snow terrain. You can be a lot more aggressive because of the amount of drag that this get.
Absolutely.
Good bid from
Oh,
Thomas. Just a
good
little
try.
bit too much left.
Yeah, it's hard to get the right flight when you're putting downhill from a distance because like the nose angle's down, so it's gonna want to kind of get to the ground quicker in terms of like, the fade.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you're putting uphill, it kind of wants to stall out and like it'll fade out, but it'll kind of fall to the left. It won't fade to the left. See how Thomas is kind of like faded in front of the basket instead of falling down.
Yep.
It's a bunch of angles that I can't calculate that quickly in my head.
All right. Well, it doesn't look like there's a lot of change on this hole.
No, a bunch of threes. It looks like a simple hole until you play it and you're
Yep.
like, okay, this is either a bomb or a very specific shot.
That is the classic Gilbert walk right there.
Yeah, the arms
That is
swinging, having a
classic.
great time.
Hey, man, if you had power arms like that, you'd probably do that.
I mean,
too.
look how long this arm
I
is.
know. He's a
It's
god.
unbelievable. His arm is as tall as I am.
All right, number 7, par 3, 249 feet. This is just a pretty clean drive. I don't really see any obstructions. Any shot really matters. This is all about accuracy.
Yeah, it's just distance control and accuracy. It looks like there's like a few trees in the way for a backhand hyzer, but these guys throw 500, so they can just go over it, or they can throw straight at it. I wouldn't be surprised if someone went straight at it, or even a sidearm, I think.
And behind this, if you see the background there with the trees, behind that is a rather large pond, and that is where the normally 2 more holes are included.
Good shot, Kimmy.
But we cut those out in the winter for our shorter version of the course. Yeah. With that said, a great drive out of Kim.
Yeah, Thomas throwing a Nova. This is going to be dead straight at it.
That could go in.
Good speed control. Thomas is throwing a putter because he knows if he throws a mid-range, he's going to go 800 feet past. So.
Yep. Get through this formality.
Yeah, these are tap-ins, no problem.
Couple of birdies.
It's a safe basket to run because it looks kind of flat behind, and the snow is going to slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, Thomas gets on the board there finally.
Thomas looking at the Italian flag there, the red, white, and green. Couple easy birds there. That should be an easy bird. There's nothing to weigh 250. That's a regular upshot for these guys. Even somebody that's around 950 or even 930 should find a way to get in the circle 70% of the time on that one.
That's an ace run hole. I mean, both those guys are trying to
Definitely.
gain the stroke by hitting the ace.
Definitely.
All right, checking out our ducky friends there. Moving on to hole 8, par 3, 266 feet. I love this hole. It tortures me regularly just trying to get up the fairway and get even a chance at a birdie. What's the plan that the pros do?
It's touchy. I mean, it's another one of those, it's a specific shot because you have to get the right flight at the right time. You can get the right flight, but if you don't get that, like, kind of flip up late enough, then you're going to be foot with those trees. So this probably looks like another buzz if I had to guess. Yes, he's going to go over the trees. I'm like taking a flip of your disc, but going over the trees to kind of turn it and stall it.
That's a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I think he's got a little too high. Or got under it, but he had the right idea there. He's going like kind of playing the fairway as it's designed.
With that said, he is throwing against the hill behind him, so that's always nice. Not a lot of risk if he misses that putt to still pick up his par.
Yeah, he's got that backstop on the right side.
Thomas looking to respond. I don't think he can make many adjustments except make his own great shot. This looks like a pretty similar line.
Keep drifting. Might have been
it's almost exactly the same. They're, what, 3 feet from each other? 4 feet?
Yeah, I'd say about 3.01 feet away, so clearly you're wrong.
we got a putt off here, guys.
Came
Same
up first,
spot.
so Thomas's drive was clearly better.
Oh, what a
What do you
putt.
mean, Kim? What do you mean, get up? It was perfect. I do the same thing.
You
I hit it out of my hand,
enough.
it's fine.
He does that. You film this guy enough, and he'll when he releases the disc, he'll sound like he's wildly missing, and then it'll go in, and it throws me off.
That's me, too. I do the same thing all the time.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a disc golf thing. We're perfectionists. We know we can do it, and if we don't have it like 100% the way we want it, it's like, oh boy, and it still ends up fine. But
Thomas looking to respond. I think he's got to recalibrate that arm a little bit.
He's not off by very much though. You can tell it's hard to. I mean, Kim's on a great start. Like it's hard to be. What is he? 5 down through 8 in wintertime.
Yep.
Like summertime, Thomas is making that all the time.
Look at the shot. There's one of
that's
Kim's
an old
discs.
school tracker.
Old tracker from Discraft.
That's an oldie.
Goes to show you a lot of those vintage discs are still in use today. All right, next up, number 9, par 3, 295 feet. This hole, for some reason, feels longer than that.
It does. I mean, even like we played the Lady Gaga event. Was it 2019? Was that or 2020? I think it was 19. I think it was 19.
Yeah, it was 19.
We played the long tee to this basket, and it said it was like 450 or something, and it felt a lot longer than that.
Yes.
Because you crush it, you're still like 70, 80 feet short. You're like, what's going on here?
I don't think that this hole is 295 feet, not from the longest position.
Kim looks like he's throwing a Hades right here. So
that is a
295.
smash.
I think if they're playing from the long tee, I think it might be closer to 400.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he throws far, and he threw a Hades full flex, and he's still like 40 feet short of pin high.
That is a smash. Great shot.
Thomas going over the entire course to throw one hole.
Gilbert ignoring the course.
That is so high in the air. Those trees are tall, dude. Like, that's nuts.
Hits the tree. That's like putt land. Very close. Let's see.
Yeah, good thing his legs are 70 feet apart.
Still, it's more than I thought.
Yeah, he's got a good spin putt. Oh, he actually has to go for a sidearm. I thought he had a hyzer spin putt there.
All right, going for a little bit of
Still going for it.
Well, that's not a bad run.
That's a good safe run there.
Easy putt for 3. There's our squirrely friend in the background saying, "What's up?" Wants to get a little bit of a look.
He's saying, "Man, this coverage is nuts."
Kim looking to cash this. Oh, what a shot!
Good try. Thomas with the putt face.
Couple of threes. Should be on the board after this one.
Yeah, after that one, if Thomas makes that look like nothing, Kim's got to tap in.
All right, the first 9 holes are down. We've got a little bit of correction, I think, that Gilbert's going to have to make to catch up. Kim putting up some pretty solid golf here through the first 9.
Yeah, he's off to a good start. That's how you want to start, especially against Thomas. You want to get that cushion early and then just kind of match him.
Yeah, you need it.
I mean, if you let him get ahead and get any momentum, he's got that mentality where he's just going to keep running with it. He's very level-headed.
It's cool, too, because this week we've got 2 matches where the score resets. So we'll see this for Monday, Tuesday, and then longer down this week, we're going to be able to see the second round on Thursday, Friday. So right out of the gate, all these holes are playing as par 3s. Kim with a 22, shooting 5 down. Thomas right behind him, 26 with 1 down. There's a few of the highlights there. And the leaderboard today is brought to you by Top Link Disc Golf. So big shout out to Ryan Clare. Thanks, buddy, for all you do, for bringing us all the best products available to Canada. We love you. Keep that up.
That's an awesome logo for Top Link. That's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
Made it like a chain.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And you've had a chance to tour our store downstairs. I'm sure you've seen the upgrades with racking and everything. What do you think of the amount of discs?
It's almost overwhelming. I mean, like, you can go in and be like, I want this mold, or like this flight with this plastic. You're like, I got you. No problem. We have 15 different discs with that flight path, you know.
We've got 15,000 more discs arriving over the next, let me think now, 6 to 8 weeks. We've got Yukon, we've got Prodigy, we have Disc Mania, we have Innova, we have Thought Space, and a number of other brands that'll be coming to us, getting ready to load up for the season to resume. So
just in time.
Yeah, so guys, we thank you for all your support. It's great when you come in and shop and help us out, and thank you to everybody that's been coming out and playing our tournaments. It's really went a long way in us learning the ropes and being able to put on some great events this season. And we'll be back to you for the back 9 very shortly.
See you soon.
See you guys.